Here are the students of Tennessee Valley Crossroads from the PodLab at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga.
How well do you know the person sitting next to you? In the coffee shop, in the library, in the classroom?
Social media often highlights what makes us different, so we decided to turn off our phones and learn who we are as people.
And we found that we're not so different after all. Each episode, we sit down and listen to each other's stories, not what we believe, but why we believe it.
And make genuine connections, in this time often marked by superficial interactions.
So grab your headphones and listen along with us. We're students at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga.
Here's Ruby Morgan, a secondary education major, and communications student Clara Paulson talking about, talking.
Okay, this is so random, but I just want to be one of those people, you know when you get onto an elevator and there's just that one really funny guy who starts talking? It's almost like everyone on the elevator is immediately just connected for a minute, in that conversation, and then you all leave. And it's
and then you never see those people ever again. I think about that all the time. Because you don't get to talk to people like this a lot. And I don't know, I think that's something that needs to change. Just talking to people, we're so... I don't know. I know myself. I'm so focused on, I'm so busy.
That is my biggest thing. I'm always I don't got time for this. When people, even, a short conversation, I'm I gotta go. I got work to do. But it's actually, I love it when people just come up to me and are we'll just random people. And I'm oh, well, I didn't know you, but now I do. So
yeah.
I am generally really curious about other people and, their stories. And you kind of, I just want to hear all of them. A lot of times we're just walking and we're just passing by all these amazing stories and we're all kind of stuck on our own walls, if that makes sense. And I just think it'd be so cool to break those. And so that's why I'm in or want to be in journalism and PR and everything, so I can go and just interview people, write their stories, tell them to the world. I think that would be so cool.
Especially within the past couple years, I think that it's really been pushed about identity politics, basing your entire self off of what you believe and which side you lie on. We're being pitted against each other, you know? And I think that's probably one of the biggest issues in our country is, we're not talking to each other. We're just fighting. And so I think it's, conversations like these are super important. And even people with, having these conversations with people that you don't agree with, like my dad. My dad is pretty conservative in a lot of ways that I'm not. But recently we've been able to have a lot of really productive and empathetic conversations, especially about the upcoming election and everything like that. We've actually been able to relate on a lot of things that I didn't think that we would be able to. So it's pretty cool.
I feel a lot of times we're almost scared of people. Even people with different views, we're just can't ever agree, you can't go talk to them. But I think there's a lot of power in just introducing yourself, talking to them, getting to know, all kinds of people. This is a really good example, just talking to people. And I know it's kind of out of the social norm, just in general. If you go up and you're do you just want to talk for an hour? Most people are no.
Yeah. And I didn't even really know anything about you.
I was about to say, we've had a class this whole semester, and I don't think I've ever, actually gotten to know you.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
So, I don't know. I think moving forward, I'm going to talk to more people, is my thought.
That is my goal as well.
Yeah.
We're just going to be the two going around campus, oh, hey, everyone.
Yeah.
That was Ruby Morgan and Clara Paulson, and I'm David Elliott.
And I'm Sylvia Denton, a communications student. Our class made this podcast at the PodLab with help from our professor, Will Davis. The music in this episode is by Blue Dot Sessions.
This podcast is inspired by StoryCorps' One Small Step initiative that brings together strangers to find the humanity in each other.